me, and I'm not saying it's weird just based on the image, but I'm not seeing, I want to do whimsical. I put whimsical Wonderland, but I don't like that one. Look, the pillow, the boho chic pillow did really nice. I really like those. The invitations did really nice. I could definitely see using those. So this is what I'm telling y'all. This resource is very powerful for us all prompting together, because not only do you have the stuff that I prompted in this room, not only do you have the prompts that we prompted in this room and the hands-on experience of getting it done, but now we should be able to go into these different rooms and see what's going on. I could, as a matter of fact, I could just type in one of the things if I wanted to put in a Tumblr. I could see how many people did Tumblrs here. What am I going to see? Boom. What mock-ups do I like? Was that boho chic? Because that looks good. That looks good, Michelle. Yep, you put in that boho chic. Look, I know boho chic when I see it. Good stuff. Yeah, and can you imagine just building a look and a feel off on your website based on having some upgraded images? So during the challenge, I couldn't teach all of this stuff, but this is all a part of what went into creating those visuals. That's why I say you want to have continued training and continued coaching, because this is pulling you more into how I develop those images that y'all want so much. Y'all want the image so bad. Y'all did more homework in this past week than y'all did y'all 18 years in school. I saw y'all posting that homework. I know the kids was excited to see y'all sweating. Like, yeah, mama, now you know how it feels. Yeah, daddy, you see how it feels getting that homework in at the last minute. So I'm so proud of y'all though. But y'all see all of these images here look phenomenal. I want to go ahead and prompt our last thing that we're gonna prompt tonight. These all look good. I'm proud of y'all. Your husband was laughing, Tracy. Listen, I was over here. I was working like y'all was working, but I was working on the other end. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit later on what I'm working on. But shoot, y'all had me working too. Like I'm working. I made this little money thing here that y'all wanted. This little keychain with this tassel on it. I made like, y'all don't even want to know. I'm gonna tell y'all later. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you later. But yeah, just like y'all was working, I was working. Okay. So we all was looking crazy. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to prompt one more thing. All right. MB, what room are you in? 16. You said you think you did good. Let me check it out then. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful images. Love it. Love it. Let's see what you got going on here. I bet you did some boho chic and some Japanese flair. Let me see if I know my niece. Ooh, I like these. Okay, boho chic. Phone cases. Now, another thing is when you tell it to mock up, just tell it if it's not giving you blank, just tell it blank white, and it will give you more blank white images, because it is a little more difficult. It is very difficult to remove the print versus just to place your own print on something white. So that should be something. Now, normally when I put in for mockup, it gives me white, but if it started giving you color and you keep prompting, it'll be like, ooh, she likes this color. She likes these flowers. It'll keep doing that. So you can go back. Matter of fact, this one right here, if I run it right now, I can run it and look, Emma's putting combinations, notebook and phone case. Okay, so let's put blank white and blank white phone case for mock-up. All right, cool, cool. The powerful multi-prompts. Yep, yep. Okay, good job, good job. All right, so I want to give y'all one more thing to prompt tonight, and then we're gonna get into some photoshopping because I'm already running into my photoshopping time. All right, so one more thing, how I got this look here. Okay, so I use the Automizer to make all of my mock-up elements here, and then I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to double click on this just so you can see. Okay, if I did not have the balloons here, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, I do not do nothing with no balloons, okay? I don't make balloons. I don't put them together and assemble them, none of that. But if I take the balloons off, yes, you can put the multi-prompt in the working document. Absolutely. Okay. So if I take the balloons off, mm, it doesn't give me that full party flair, even though I don't make balloons. So this is called merchandising. Okay. The same way when you go window shopping and something catches your eye in the window, it's usually not because it's just a single product on a white backdrop. Like they've got that thing on a model that's got a cool pose. They got it paired, that t-shirt paired with a jacket and some jeans and even shoes sometimes. They've got sunglasses and accessories and jewelry and bags and things on that one product to get you to want to buy that one product. So I want you to think like a marketer. I want you to think like a retailer because you are a big business. You're not just small business, you're big business. So what I want you to do is do like the big businesses do. Okay. And we're using those visual impacts to draw people into the product. So now I'm going to throw my balloons back on there. And this, I didn't even have to Photoshop the colors of these balloons or this background, y'all. Do y'all see this? So we're going to create this in just a moment. I just wanted to give you the why before I show you the how. Because if I show you the how first, then y'all play with it. But if I show you the why first, y'all like, oh, that's why I'm doing that. And y'all get real serious like y'all did with that homework. So I showed y'all the why before I gave you the how to the templates. I showed you why you want to be doing something. And I feel like that's much more impactful. All right, so here I have, these are the party favors. And now this even makes the party favors look more party favorish, right? Just because of the way that I set this up, right? So these could be just without that, just my party favors. Here we go. Boom. Okay, party favors, white backdrop, cool. You can see it better. So this is why you have to use a mix of both. So this is to draw someone's attention, right? But then when they go to my product, and this one, this is actually not a product. Let me show you one that is a product. Okay. So when they go to a product, this mock-up looks like, oh, okay, I see a bunch of stuff. It draws them in. But they can also go to the listing of the actual product, right? And it shows just the product clean by itself. So there are going to be times where when you want to buy that shirt, you're going to pick it up by itself. But the thing that drew your attention to it was it on a model mannequin with all of the trinkets and things. Okay. So you're going to have both. You're going to have your mock-ups that you're going to do inside your Automizer, but then you're also going to have bundles and things that have multiple images. But in addition to that, now you're also thinking product mockups, which are down here, these photo shoot mockups. And then you're also thinking, what about the model photo shoots? Okay. So I want to take y'all a step up now. Felicia says, just make sure we put balloons not included. They sure will ask for them. And here's the thing, if you don't do balloons, Felicia, here's an excellent point. I want you to find someone that does do balloons, hear me out, and say, hey, and actually make sure that they know what they're doing. You see their work and everything. Build it into your package, right? Whatever their normal pricing is, if you have some ideas of how that's going to go, then okay, I don't know if these glitter balloons exist in real life, but if that's the case, then let them help you build a package and say, okay, well, I'll give you a 20. Most people pay what I say marketing fee was in the challenge. I said there's a certain percentage that you want to allot to marketing. What is that number? What's that percentage number? 20%, right, Yolanda? Very good. So if you can offer somebody a 20% finder's fee for yourself, don't you think it's also appropriate to ask someone for a 20% fee? If you're referring a customer they never would have gotten without you? Now partnerships come into play. Okay. So I don't even, if anybody tells me something like, oh, okay, I have a $5 finder's fee, like you're not going to try to find nothing for that person. But if somebody says 20%, wait, 20%, and I ain't got to do the work, you'll find people that will market for you. Your balloon person will market for you, because what you could do is tell them, hey, if you got balloons, these people want these balloons, you send me a customer over here and I'll give you a 20% finder's fee. or affiliate or commission or whatever you want to call it. Okay. I'm just telling y'all, we got too many ways to be making money off of your great skill set. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead now. Do this final prompt. I know you're like, yeah, when you're talking, when we gonna prompt? This is the last prompt of the night, my loves. Oh, I lied. I also wanted to show you when you do that invitation. There's it normally is going to give you like the top view, but if it gives you your invitation kind of standing up and you don't like it, you could just put in the words top view. That's the only thing I was going to tell y'all about this. But usually for the invitations, it does it as a top view naturally. So we didn't have much of that issue today. These look really good. All right, so let me get back on task. The last prompt for tonight is all right, so this one, sometimes it works with less description, sometimes it works better with more description. So I'm just let me paste it without putting the imagine first so that y'all have it. All right, boom, boom. All right, now what I want you to be able to do is I'm going to change out the colors here. So normally, y'all know the reason why I do blue because I could change it real quick up in Photoshop. But when I'm talking about these balloons, y'all know how y'all say y'all don't do balloons? I don't do balloons either. And my goal was not to spend so much time trying to mock up and do all of these things with balloons when quite naturally I could just create them in AI, all the different color combinations. So make sure when you do different color combinations, if you're going to do the multi-prompt with the brackets, make sure your colors are attached with the word and, then do a comma. Okay. So it'll do blue and gold. You can put red and black and white. So if I have more than one, I still combine them with the word and. I do not put a comma. What are some other colors that are popular? I might say maroon and gray. If I don't want it to be metallic gold, then I could put like a golden yellow color and it would give me that. Or you could put an antique gold, something like that. What else I'm thinking of that I have? I have orange and blue. I have blue and gold already. I have blue and golden. I'll just say a golden yellow. And I have purple and gold. I have purple and silver. So if I was doing this for all of my local schools, then that way, like I'm going to get different results. But for the most part, I'm going to be able to use these images as is and not have to worry so much about changing colors. But y'all know, as always, I will show y'all how to change some colors. All right, so blue and gold are good for me to try to change colors because it's not like it's people in here. I'm going to be able to change the blue separate from the gold. All right. Let's see. Let's say we're doing pink and green because y'all we're thinking high school, but you got people that are graduating sororities and fraternities, and they're going to definitely colleges are definitely going to be spending their money on celebrating a college graduation. Okay, and you can do that also without infringing. You can really make some really cool images. All right, so boom, boom, boom. All right, so now that is my multi-prompt. Y'all can copy that multi-prompt, change the colors out if you want to, but I'm gonna show you it in action because this is AI in action. All right, let it go. All right. Let's see, that is the last thing that we're making tonight, and then I gotta show y'all some photoshopping. All right. Let's see what we're making up. And then I will go ahead and start upscaling some of these images. I hope you all are upscaling some images. And the other thing is upscale things that you like because that teaches Midjourney. Like if I like this, I actually like this wicker chair image here with this one pillow. That one I'll upscale. That way it knows that I like those graphics. All right. Boom. Look at my mock-ups here. Like I didn't even have to Photoshop and change any of these colors. And the thing is too, like I can do a whole party if I do an entire party, it's going to be difficult to take the elements out that I want to in order to use it for my mock-up. All I need is the actual arch. I like that it's giving me a nice wall background, like it looks very chic. I like that it's giving me nice wood floors, concrete floors, marble floors. And then the other thing is if I want to, I'll take that same prompt and then I'm going to tell it a high-end luxury floral and balloon arch. And then I could take that same one and just do a floral arch. So, like I said, y'all want to get into it, get into it like all the way. Right. So now when I want to, like, if I'm stuck on, oh, what do I want to put on my website? How I'm going to make this stuff look good? Now I have the actual tools to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you basically how to do a mock-up here for a person with a stole on, because that was the thing I could not get it to do the most. If it did a stole, sometimes it'd be a weird looking stole and it didn't quite look like something that I would offer. So in this case, what I'm doing here is I have my graduate, and this is the one I told you I made sure that I pulled the graphic down and kept panning down so I can get a full, more of a full body image, because I knew I was going to put a stole on her. And then that way, that's my little stole, y'all. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all how to make that. But what we're going to do is make this as our own mock-up, but with a different image that I haven't tried yet. So y'all get to see me do it from scratch. All right. No, I don't need to save that. All right, this one here, I'll show y'all what I did in AI here. I didn't like that it gave them necklaces because it was in the way of my t-shirt. I'm selling the t-shirt, not the Jesus piece, okay? So although I love the Jesus piece, it's in the way of my backup. So I took that out. Now, also don't mind that they have on these weird kind of robe-ish the bottoms, because it didn't have any of that at first. The image stopped way up top. So what I did was I used AI to continue making that image longer at the bottom so that I have something to fade off. Because when I see this on the mock-up, all I'm seeing is this top part with the t-shirt, okay? So I use AI for that as well. I told y'all how I just use the AI for the actual balloon arch itself, all right? With the party favors here. So I'll also, because I haven't showed y'all how to do the balloon mock-ups, I will show you how to use that balloon arch with your Automizer, because you probably already have the Automizer for the backdrop, but the balloon, maybe you want to do some different balloon configurations, okay? All right, so I will show y'all that. I'm not going to do that one. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so I'm calling these advanced mockups, okay? Because yeah, we got our Automizer mockups, but now these are our advanced model mockups and our advanced product mockups, okay? So let's get into that. Let me shut that down for now. We'll have a template. Make sure that we design our template, because I do want to show you how I'm going to make the graduation stole from top to bottom. Okay, blue and silver. All right. Well, Nancy, I was gonna say Nancy, you are prompt goddess over there. I know you in there. I already got your blue and silver. But see, now I like that it has the flowers and stuff. I don't sell balloon arches. I don't sell flowers. I'm not a florist. But what this does do is this puts me in a position now where I can make something really appeal to a client that's coming across my page. So this one I did florals with the balloons. Ooh, that one came out pretty. Oh, I forgot to hit yes on that one. Okay. So the ones that are going to be luxury with just the flowers and no balloons are probably going to look really nice too. I like the one with these sunflowers here because I actually already have a theme with that. That's very fitting. So I'm going to upscale number 4. I definitely feel like I can use that one. Y'all finna get me started and have me working. Then this just happens to already have a sunflower look there. So I'll go with this one. I'm gonna flip this one though. Remember I said I had my my baseball player and we did the images here. So I'm going to take his 2 images here, plus this was what AI-20 was AI-020. That's where we made him. And that's the thing, when y'all get these ideas too, like understand that y'all come back to these rooms and use them. Like I see people going back and they're going back to the AI room from December and they're creating more characters and stuff. So you can go back into those rooms. You don't only have access to it during the live class. The point is that it's a resource for you. It's like a library for you to keep coming back to without trying to save all of these files. All right, so I have him there. I might grab his logo also. Let me go ahead and grab it while I'm here. Or did I have him as a bulldog? I think I had him as a bulldog. Boom. Let me grab that bulldog. Matter of fact, I'll just grab all of this. Because now I want to make him here. Now I have been working. 263. All right, so these are some that I had already used, of course. So when you take the class on Wednesday, I'm going to give you AI artwork. Even if you're not in the AI class, I like to give you something to work with. So then you're like, I kind of like doing this AI thing. Let me come to Monday class and figure out what they got going on. All right, so here is this image. And then I'm also going to go ahead and grab the one we just created. All right, so we're not gonna do the t-shirt because I've shown y'all how to mock up a t-shirt before. We're gonna get a little fun in with this. And this one, actually, I think I may extend his image a little bit longer so I can do a longer stole. That's what I'm gonna do because that's what I did for the young lady. So let me go ahead and the reason why I went ahead and exported it like that is because his face is going to be clearer because it's a smaller image. As soon as I start making the image bigger, the resolution goes down. So let me find my guy here. There he is. And I will have to extend it before I did the face swap. So honestly, now that I have it at this point, I already face swapped it. My quality is going to go down. So I'm just going to extend it in Photoshop. So at least I'll get a chance to show you that. All right, so let's go ahead. First things first. I like to use remove BG usually because I have a lot of images I'm removing the background from at a time. So tonight I'm going to do this one. And I think I'm going to do for the party. Yes.
Shall we cut the recording?
Yes, let's go ahead and stop the recording because we're on the Photoshop part now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The recording has stopped.
Thank you. Thank you.
This meeting is being recorded.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're getting into the Photoshop side after the AI generation so we can figure out how to make it do what it do. Let's go ahead and take this. I'm going to grab this image, drop it into my remove VG. Usually I'm dropping more than one image, so I may, let me see which, oh, that one looks much better. Hold on, let me see. Which one looks better? Now, I really don't need the background removed for these because these, I use them with the backgrounds in it. So I'm going to leave that alone. And then I'm going to grab my balloon arch that I want for later. So I think I did already upscale that. Oh, these look so good. Oh, that blue and that orange is so pretty. And like I said, you can put your styling in there, your boho chic or whatever. That is going to be beautiful. I'm going to upscale that. Subtle, you upscale subtle when you don't want it to change much. I upscale creative if I want to be like, I wonder if it can give me a little bit more. What can it give me? So I'll do both every now and then. I don't think it's going to be much that it can do creatively. Now, I really do like the ones with the florals in them because it seems like it adds um, a higher price tag, even though I'm not selling this. I'm not selling sunflowers and balloons, but it's going to help me sell my little banners and my little chip bags and stuff. Okay. I am looking for this blue and orange. All right, so we're gonna rock with this. All right. Oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant to actually download it, Shannon. I'm over here like, ooh, that's so pretty. Let me get my little upscale stuff. And it does take some time to upscale it. So the thing that it'll probably take the longest is to upscale. So this was my subtle upscale. It looks good. I'm loving that. Of course, I'm not going to use that curtain in the background. As a matter of fact, I probably will change the color of that curtain altogether because it just doesn't flow. And let's go ahead and I wonder if I tell it that because I like the wall behind it. I really like the wall better. Anyway, you know what? Nope, nope, nope. Let me do what I got to do. I will make this curtain look good. How about that? Because what's going to happen is I'll be on here all night with y'all, and y'all will be going to sleep, and I'll still be working. And yeah. All right. So I'm going to take this upscale version, save my image, and this is my sunflower here. So this is what are we in? AI-022 already. And this one is, I'm going to put balloons and sunflower. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use remove BG to help me get rid of that background too. But I also show you how you can do it in Photoshop, okay? The reason why I like remove BG because I can literally just drop all of my images right here. And then I can go on about my business. And really, it's not even going about my business because it does it in a matter of seconds. And usually I have to do very minimal cleaning up. Okay, so I can go to my output folder. All right, there are my images right there. All right, I'll copy that. And then I'm going to paste them inside of my folder here. All right, and then I also like to have the version of it that has the background in it, just in case I need to use both, because sometimes I need to separate the foreground from the background, but I need to still use both. Okay, what I do like about remove BG, typically whatever, as long as, oops, oh, I forgot it's going to be the same exact file name. So, what I want to do is put a number after the end. And this is AI-022, Brad 1. All right. So now I'm ready to work. And the prep work is your best work. So do not skimp on your prep work. Make sure that if you're up in here, let me check on y'all. Let me see what y'all been making for these balloons. Ooh, Janetta. Love it, love it. I see y'all. So now I should not be seeing any more plain backdrops when y'all selling those backdrops. I should not be seeing any plain backdrops. Y'all know how to jazz it up now. All right, so I've already exported all of these elements. So I think I have everything that I need for this one. What I want to do is flip this to the baseball version. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just get my files together so I can work off of this here. Perfect. We're ready to go. All right. So I'm going to go to my photo. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and this one I have 3 photos. So I'm going to go ahead and activate all my photos here. Double click on photo 1. I am going to place the graduate photo as my main photo here. All right. And like I said, we're going to see this thing work for two purposes, as a model mock-up and also as a mock-up inside of my artwork. I'm going to add a layer mask here, grab my paintbrush, make sure I have a soft round brush, and usually my size is going to be around either 400 or 800, depending on how much I want to fade off. I'm going to make this one 800. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that black is selected here for your foreground color. So I'm going to hit the regular default colors here, and then I'm going to hit switcheroo to get black in the foreground, and then I'm just going to fade it off. See how chunky, how much it comes off? If I would have had that other picture and I would have did that, half inch chin be faded off right now. Okay, so that's why you want to develop more image below it. I'll show you later how I'm going to make even more image below that for the stole mockup. All right, so photo number 1 is good to go. Boom. And if you're wondering which template this is 262. This is the one that we just did last week. All right, so let's go ahead and double click photo number 2. Oh, I know what it is. I'm going to go ahead and just place it here. Boom. Oh, you know what? I forgot to remove my background from here, but this is good because this gives me an opportunity to show you how to remove the background inside of Photoshop. So I'm going to go to my object selection tool. And this is why I say make sure you have the latest version of Photoshop. Get out my face. I'm not giving you feedback right now in the middle of my live. Let's do the cloud and then hit select subject. It's going to use AI to help figure out what's the foreground and the background. All right, that looks good to me. I can go ahead and go to select the mask if I want to check it out. If I don't trust it, I like to go to the red overlay. You can make it orange if you want to, if I want it to be right. All right. Just make sure it's something contrasting the colors that are in your image so you can clearly see what you're cutting out. And you can pull that opacity all the way up in order to see what's in the foreground versus the background. That looks good to me. I'm going to say okay. And then I like to put my layer mask on afterwards. Now, I can see that this image is going to be a lot smaller in reference. So I want to do Control T here, make that a little bit bigger because I want the same kind of effect that the previous image had. And let me turn off auto select and put on show transform controls. All right, so now because it's a PNG, I'm going to delete my image from underneath because it's really not a smart object that I can edit like some of the other ones. This is one that was already there, so I'm just playing with it. Now I want to be able to fade this off, but I can fade this off in the next phase when I kind of see where I'm going to be placing it. All right, looks good. And I can tell that that needs to be faded off. So I'm gonna add a layer mask here, grab my brush. And this one, I'm gonna make the brush a bit smaller. And I just swiped across the bottom to fade that off. All right, so already we're almost with a brand new design. So let's go ahead and take photo number 3. And this one, I'm gonna grab mother baseball image. And you can imagine like if this were um, for a school and you had several different people to do, like you could really get down with this. And this one, I'm gonna go ahead and fade it off here just to show you I can create my layer mask. Do a fade off. See how this brush is smaller, so it's fading off a little less. I'm gonna make my brush a little bit bigger. And I'm also gonna move him away from that side a little bit so he doesn't get, or here's what I can do. I should be on the layer mask. I'm gonna fade it off from the side over here. All right, let's update those changes. All right, let's do, Emma, what is wrong with you? Your eyes burning? Go rinse your eyes out now, immediately. Anytime your eyes feel like that, you need to immediately rinse them out. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this and do our little AI, and I'm gonna check on my niece, make sure she's good over there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip those elements out. For this one, I'm just gonna use the baseball and things that are already in this template. So, flaming baseball, turn off the saxophone, and I need to reset my stuff. There we go. That's better. Now I can actually see what I'm looking at. All right, so we'll turn on the baseball here, and then I'm also gonna put my diamond on. There we go. And those are little basketballs there, but I'm just giving the effect as far as being able to flip this template quickly. Now, we did say he's a different mascot. So let's go ahead and change out that logo. And I don't have that logo in there. It is a bulldog that is blue. So blue bulldog, here we go. All right, so that updates. And next we need, or is that it? That's all we're doing for him, right? Yeah, we're ready to export this stuff. Of course, we have to change his name. I've learned that if I start naming the characters, it's easy for me to remember what I did or what I'm doing. So let me pull this out a little bit here. So I'm going to double click here on the T. His name is going to be Matthew. He looks like a Matthew. And does Matthew have two T's or one? My Matthew's going to have one T, just like my Shannon has one E. Matthew. And I want to choose a long last name because I want to show you what happens when it doesn't fit. Cunningham. Okay. All right. Boom, boom. That's it. And I'm going to go ahead and start exporting my elements now. So I'll export photo number 1. I'm going to make a little folder. And I'll put this inside of my 262 folder. And I want to name this folder a certain way. So this is going to be template number 262. Oh, we went over this today. I got a whole system to this. I want to start teaching y'all this workflow system. All right, so I'm going to start with the template number, then I'm going to put the theme. So let's go ahead and name this folder 262. Then I'm going to go graduation. Then I'm going to put the mascot is Bulldogs. Then the colors are, is this one blue and gold? I'll let it be blue and gold. I could have made it blue and silver just to show the difference, but blue and gold works. And then the school is Yorktown High. I'm just going to put Yorktown, and the customer's name is, what did I say his name was? Matthew Cunningham. And the reason why I'm doing this specifically is so that I know where these elements are when I come back to this in the future. And I put 1 T for Matthew. Now I realize it probably has 2. Anyway, so this Matthew only has 1. All right, boom. All right, so now this is where my exports are going to go. All right, so I have photo number 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to go ahead and export those together. All right. Now I have a few things I want to get here. I'm going to go ahead and close up my folder so I can see what I'm doing. I want to export all of these, the school name, the first name, the last name, the family year, which is 2024, And then the, actually it's gonna give me the whole set. All right, let's go ahead and export those. And I wanna grab specifically this 2024 part. I'm gonna let that finish. So this color year export, I wanna export that. Now, if you plan on using some of these elements, otherwise, like the word graduate, like if you plan on saying like, congratulations, graduate, then you could do that. So I'm gonna grab the word graduate. And then I also wanna grab the congratulations out of 261, but I'm gonna do that later. All right, so I also can grab this, the accent there. So I'm gonna go with my accent flame, export that, because that's gonna be an element that I use again. I call these elements because essentially these are design elements, and you can use them over and over again and not have to do the hard work over and over again. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna grab the background here. All right, the background, I'm gonna export it. All right. And that way I can use these components. And I feel like I need a little more blue in the middle here. So even with my background, I'm gonna bring a little more blue in. I feel like it's a lot of gold and not enough blue. So I'm gonna fix my background a little bit. I want to, I'm bringing some more blue back, and then I'm gonna remove some of my gold. Now this is on the flaming product. So I'm gonna grab my little tool here and just grab a little bit there. And then on my background here, I want to add a little more gold. So I'm going to remove some of the right there. And then I'm going to go to my baseball area and bring some gold back right up. You raggedy. Okay, I'm supposed to be on my layer mask. Don't ever paint on your actual layers. There it is. Okay, so now I got a little bit gold going on there, and maybe a little bit where my little spotlights are. All right, so I'm done picking around with this. No, I'm not, because I want to see a little bit of blue down here at the bottom too. So once you do all of this hard work, this is why I say you want to be using some advanced mock-up skills. And we're going to have a class on this upcoming Sunday, basically doing Automizer class, showing you how you're going to be able to take these elements and bring them into a multi mock-up. And I will be having a fresh new Automizer for you all too. We're actually testing it right now with the coaches. So it will be releasing this week. And some of you all will be getting a piece of it as your bonuses to doing the challenge. All right, so while I was talking, I was not clicking, and I want to change where some of this is going to be gold and some of it is going to be blue. Here's my halftone there. All right. Let's go ahead and paint some of this out. There we go. All right, so I got blue and I have gold up in there. It kind of looks a little camo-ish. That's kind of what I'm going for. I'm just making stuff up, y'all. Let me go ahead and save my file. And then also, I need to export my background again. So let's quick export as PNG. And I see my background. I wanted to have a little more blue in that. Yes, I'm going to replace it. And then anything else, like I said, that I was going to use, the Your Town High is a piece that I would grab, because I do feel like you might be putting that school on multiple things. So I am going to grab that piece too. All right, so I'm going to make sure, let me grab my Your Town High. Oh no, I already exported it as school name. So I should be good. All right. So now I have that. I have my balloons to mock up. All right, so now I need to bring him in and do some further photoshopping with AI for this. I want to make his image a little bit longer. So I'm going to use the crop tool here, bring this down. And you see up at the top, it'll either fill it with the background or it can do a generative expand. I'm going to choose generative expand, hit agree. I had to reset my Photoshop, so it's asking me those questions again, and then let's hit generate. And if you're doing a lot of AI in Photoshop, I would say that it's a good idea every now and then to clear your preferences for Photoshop so it starts with a fresh version of it, because it does. Wow. Okay. All I really need is like a little additional material down here, but the fact that it literally gave me like, is that a pizza wheel? Like, I don't know. Anyhow, AI, you are showing out. Maybe I should not have cleared my my preferences, but I'm gonna go with this one. Nope, this one right here. And then let's say I don't like what's below here. I'm gonna go ahead and merge that down. Um, and then I'm going to, I don't need all the way down here, but I'm definitely going to redo this. All right, so let's go ahead and hit generative fill and generate. So if it just gave me the extension of the robe, I would be fine. And you can put in words like graduation robe. I like for it to kind of guess what I'm doing, and it usually provides better results. This is fine for me because I'm going to cut it off probably about a quarter off at the bottom. I just want a nice smooth transition where I can put my stole on top of. All right, so to merge that down, and definitely will not be displaying that down there. All right, but the idea here is to get to where I'm making this up as a mock-up model. So now I'm going to go to save. I want to save this one as something different by itself, and I'm going to put it in my 263 folder so you all will have this. Okay, and this is my AI-022 grad 01. All right, so now I can start getting this ready for mockup. Now, also what's going to happen is this is usually going to be a square image. So, so what I'll do, I guess I'll crop it first based on where my graduation stole is. So I have to mock up the stole first to put it on him. So let me close down some of these windows right now. I don't know what I saved there. I will save this one and close it out. If I need to come back, oh, if I need to come back and grab anything, I usually like to keep this open until I export all of my elements just in case. And you done? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to export my foreground. I'm tripping. Okay. And then I have a back also that I can grab. I just made that up at the last minute. No, that's not in y'all's template, but you can make it if you want to. All I did was take the 2024 and put it as a back design. And I do want to, I'll put his name up there. Yeah, usually the boys, they like their last name. There we go. All right, and then I change those colors up, so now I have this little piece. So now I feel like, yep, I'm gonna replace that. All right, so now I'm ready to pull all of this stuff into my design so I can create a stole. The stole is gonna be featuring his images there. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so let's go ahead and start here. And I just want to design this stole here. All right, so I'm going to double click on the stole, double click one more again, and go ahead and change out these elements. So I have more than one photo that I can use here. So I'm going to show you how to make more than one photo, even if the template doesn't have that. So I am going to change out photo number 1 because that's what I'm going to use everywhere. And I need my 263 folder. Oh no, this is 262 I'm downloading. This was the one y'all did last week. All right, cool. So I'm gonna have this open so I can preview and just change out my designs. Make this smaller so it'll be out of our way. All right, so his photo number 1, switching that out. Go ahead and hit enter, delete the one below it. And this image number 1. And then I want to change out like the name, first name, last name there. So I should be able to do this rather quickly. All right, so Matthew, and then let me change out his last name. I gave him a longer last name so that you can see basically sometimes the stuff isn't going to line up exactly. So there are some minor changes you will have to make. But for the most part, it's going to be able to flow through the project. And then let's say if I wanted the word Matthew now to be a little bit smaller because Cunningham looks smaller, I can make that the same size. And just adjust that accordingly. All right, so at this point too, I want to change out the logo because he has a different logo. Did I not export his logo? I think I did forget to export his logo. And that was because it was at the top and I was being stubborn. I forgot to logo export. Here we go. So now I have it. And I like to drag and drop, but you can also do file, place embedded. It would do the same thing there. All right. Let's see how that's coming together. All right, so I have my bulldog. I need to change out my 2024 to be the one that has his logo for the bulldog in there. So when I drag and drop this one in, I'm trying to be different and make it sideways. So I'm going to rotate it, drag it right there, delete the previous one and hit yes to save changes. All right. And then for the background, I want to change that out. So I'm going to double click here and then just drag and drop my new background. Oh, no, that was the wrong one. I want my background. There we go. All right. Now we are cooking with hot grease. I'm letting that save. The biggest thing in this set of files is going to be that background because it is 44 inches wide by 36 inches tall at 150 DPI. So it does take a little time for that to save and also for it to update. So just keep that in mind. Especially if you're doing banner designs and backdrop designs, you need to be charging more because it takes longer to design those type of things. All right, looks like everything looks good here. I may want to see just a little bit more of my baseball diamond in there. So I'm gonna shift that over just a little bit. That makes me happy. There we go. All right, so if I wanted to bring in some other images here, keep in mind, I have these other two photos here. I can just straight drag and drop them into here. And I don't really plan on using them anywhere else but this stove. So that's why I'm only dragging and dropping it here and not into my main file. And now what I'll do, because I'd rather have my photo here than the bulldog, because the bulldog was already in the 2024. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this bulldog off. That's gonna be my accent one, turn it off, and bring this photo above. That way I can kind of make it look like it's layering on top. And I'm gonna bring this a little bit bigger. Here we go. I like that. Just want to make sure that it's about faded off and evened off at the bottom here. I really don't care if it's hanging off a little bit because this is going to be cut off by the stove. Like the whole intention is for it to be cut off. All right, so I think my design is good to go. I'm not going to pick at it anymore. Let me go ahead and save that. So what you all will be designing in class is the stole. You'll be taking the elements, designing that stole, and then that way, once you design the stole, you can place this. Now, it's going to be a little bit of feeling of aggravation, just a little bit, because it's going to be new. But I want y'all to know that this is very important to learning how to create your own digital designs that don't necessarily have to come from um, a template. Like you're making your own pieces. Like you are designing a stole that has never been on that image before. That's a pretty big deal. All right, I feel like I need to move Matthew Cunningham. And I feel like I need to move it to the right a little bit. It's getting cut off. And of course, please test these out like when you're printing them, because depending on what stole you have and the angles of it and all that good stuff, you may need to check that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. But at least for the preview of the template, I want to make sure everything looks good here. And I also feel like I want to see a little bit more of this baseball. I mean, I can kind of see that it's a baseball here, but I want to do a little slight adjusting here. Bring that to the top. And put in my notes that I need to bring the gradient of the sole to the top. Because I like to do that for you on your template so that you don't have to worry about it. And then I'm just going to choose a solid color here. Let's see, do I want to go darker and brighter? There we go, right about there. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to bring my background down just a little bit so I can see more of that baseball. Because that's what we're here for, that baseball. Yeah. Okay, that makes me happy. All right, let me go ahead and save out of this. All right, so that looks good. Now I'm going to be able to take this and go ahead and quick export. This is a PNG because I want that stole. So I'm going to put it inside of his little folder for right now. I want that stole right here inside of his folder. And I'm going to go ahead and save those changes. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and change my foreground background here. All right, so my foreground is now going to be his foreground. Here we go. Oh, I know what I should have done. I should have taken his name and moved it over to the left a little bit because now my image is going to have to be just a tad bit smaller. And it's going to look a little off-centered because it's right heavy. All right, so that's that. And then this is all changed out for me. I'll take this graphic, pull it down a little bit so I see a little more of that baseball there. Yep. All right, so that's cool. Because what I want to be able to do, I want to be able to show you the difference between a product mockup versus a model mockup, and also just the like a product type of photo shoot look. And I'm not going to change this other stuff out right now. I'm going to save that because my goal is to show you how to make this mockup right now. All right, so I needed to have this stole right here in order to make a mockup. So I'm going to pull it in. All right, and we're going to make this as simple as possible. There are so many different things that you can do with this, but just so that I show you how to do something that's not going to to make you feel like you can't do this yourself. And as a matter of fact, let me go. I will give y'all this version of the mockup. I already have it to where it has the back that you can hide. So we'll hide this back. Left, right. This is the inside back. We're going to turn that off. It's going to be so much easier to do this now because it's pretty much already separated for you. So let me re-save that as a separated piece. And then that is what I will bring in here. Oh, and before I even do any of this, let me go ahead and set a stage. So I'm going to do a new document because when I'm doing mock-ups, I like to do this size and I need to teach y'all that. So we're going to go pixels here and I'm going to go 1080 by 1080 by 1080. And then this is going to be 72 pixels per inch. So this means it's web ready. It's going to be a square and it's going to be web ready. All right, so let's go ahead and create that. I'm on RGB white. Boom, boom. And y'all, the majority of this is going to be done like before you come to class on Wednesday. But I like on Mondays, I get to kind of show y'all how I'm prepping the files and what I'm doing for y'all. So if you ever want to do all of this good old work, you can. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this layer and pull that over into my untitled. Let's go over here and see now it's putting it in that square. Now I can kind of see what I'm missing and what I need more of. In order to show the stole, I'm probably going to bring it right about up to there. So you see, I'm not concerned about where his hands are. Now, what I am concerned about is I don't have enough stuff on the outside here. So what I'm going to do is do generative fill on the outsides here. And I'm just going to hit enter. All right, so now the same, I used the crop tool before, but this same process works here. I'm going to use my rectangular marquee here, and I'm on my addition, not subtraction mode, but the addition mode here. And then I can do generative fill, generate, and it can generate it here. All right, that looks good to me. All right, so the next step we're going to do is go ahead and pull in this. Let me go ahead and merge it down. Now we can see the iterations. It did do some different images there. One already looked fine to me, so I'm just going to merge it down. All right. And now I'm going to grab this stole that we made. Okay. And you can see already, just seeing the stole like on a white background is cool, but if we could put it on this model, that's going to be even cooler. So first, I'm going to kind of get it approximately to where it looks like it's probably sitting on his shoulders, about the size and the placement. Okay, and of course, then I can rotate it just a little bit so that it matches up with where his shoulders are lining up. All right, and I'm not worried about whether one is higher than the other because I can move that. I'm just worried about like the angle, making sure it actually looks like it's flowing on him right now. Okay, cool, that's that. And if I don't want to be destructive here, which I don't, I'm going to take this stole and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to create a layer mask around one of them. So one, boom, turn that off. And this one, I'm going to grab that one and boom. Okay, so now I just have a left and a right piece separate, but it is the same little smart object. All right, let's get in here. All right, so I'm just making it look like it's on his shoulder. If I want to angle it or change it, I can, but it looks like because I did a little prep work that this might actually be, like I say, your prep work is your best work. Now, I do feel like this one, it's a little odd because of how he's turned. So I am going to change it just a little bit, but I don't want it to look unrealistic because like really and truly, it's not going to be hanging sideways like that. All right, so it's going to have to be happy with what I give it. All right, and then also I'll take this group now and I will throw a drop shadow on it just to look like it's not just pasted on there. Let's turn this blend mode up. Now it's on black, so you'll barely be able to see, but if I take it off, you can see there's a little shadow there. I'm going to increase the distance, all of that good stuff. And then I'll reduce it accordingly. Pull my opacity down. And now I can see that I do need a little bit of change over here. And then my drop shadow is looking a little odd. Falling off the shirt, I need it to be below. There we go. All right, so without going too much into it, y'all, this is what I would expect for you to be able to do if you're going to mock up a product that is not in the scene. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this because it's definitely untitled at the moment. All right, and then I'm going to show you a flat product, and then finally we'll do well, let's do the balloon first because the balloon will be a little bit easier. All right, so let's go ahead and close that out. But you can see how quickly that made my product look nicer. Let's go ahead and, do I want to save those changes? No, because I still want my stole to show with the background on. All right. All right, so I think I've gotten everything that I need from this file. I'm going to go ahead and turn my foreground back on and save that. So we did a stole, and now I'm going to do The balloons are going to be easy. That's why I don't want to do that one for class, because literally when I show you this, you will be able to just do it. All right, so this is going to be the one with the sunflowers. So I'm going to go to my balloon arch. Go ahead and I'll take off the one that I already did so you can see, it looks a little bland. Oh no. All right, and then we're going to grab the artwork that we're doing for class. Do this one here. And I'm going to grab the foreground, the one with the foreground and the one with the background cut out. But I'll show you, it should pull in the same exact size. There it is. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to bring the one with the cutout above the one with the background and then kind of use my pieces accordingly. I told y'all that background was looking weird, so I'm just going to do a solid color and I will pick maybe that blue, and then I'm going to tell it to do a blend mode of color. And then let's also do a little levels here. Now, we're not doing this in class. I'm just showing y'all this so you can do this if you want to. And see how I'm able to basically change that ugly backdrop, make it look a different color. And let's say I like my floors. Then what I want to do is take my floor area. And for this one, let me turn off this backdrop here so you can see entirely. And I can use my quick selection here. Make sure I'm on the plus sign here. Make my brush a little bit bigger. And I'm just selecting the floor. And then if it selected some balloons and I don't want the balloons, I'm going to hit the minus sign and just tell it to keep those balloons. I just want the floor right now. Even those curtains, I don't want to grab the curtains because the curtains are going to be colored blue. So I'm fine with the curtains now. All right, so that's just the floor. And then what I can do is decide to not recolor the floor. So in order to do that, I can put a layer mask on that. You can see it's going to do the opposite of what I said. And if I want to invert it, I'm going to do Control I to invert, and it's going to color the backdrop there. So I can turn that back on, turn this back on. I'm going to link these two because if I don't, then when I move one, the other one will not move with it. And if I see down here on the floor that my blue is not totally covering it up, I'm going to grab my brush here. And white reveals, black conceals. So this is going to reveal the blue. So if I put black right now, oops, I want to grab my paintbrush on this layer. Make sure my brush is small enough. So right now, if I do black, it's going to conceal the blue. I want to do white, so I'm going to bring white to the foreground here. And I can either get a much smaller brush or I can choose a harder brush, but I think this is working right here just to clean that up. And this is why I tell you, even with AI, you need your Photoshop skills, y'all. Matter of fact, with AI, you need Photoshop now more than you ever have before. I promise you that. All right. This looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and bring my banner back in there. I'll make the banner, either the banner smaller. I think I'll make the balloons out of the picture a little more. This is why it's important to link these two, because when I move one, the other one moves. It would have also been important to link my background fill and my levels. So let's take this, 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 and this, and let's link them all. All right, boom. So now them curtains is barely even in there. I was sitting there worried about them curtains, and it's not even anything to worry about. Okay, cool, cool. I'm gonna make the balloons go a little bit higher than my banner. So I'm just gonna inch it up a little bit and bring my banner a little bit down. So it looks like it's on the floor. Boom. And that's all, folks. And because this is not something that I'm printing on a shirt, I don't mind that it's cropping out the edges here because this is like a photo shoot, right? So this is a real deal photo shoot that I just did in like 5 minutes. All right, so that's that. Now I have a whole nother look. If I close this out, save the changes, it's going to update from my website. And there we have it. Doesn't it look better with the flowers? Looks beautiful. All right, so even this one here. Now, let's see, for the grad. Doo, doo, doo. So this is going to be my grad with the, I'm going to call this grad 2 with the stone. Actually, now it's going to be 01 and 02. Because what I'm going to do, cancel, is open that up. And then we'll be able to put our grad 2 in there. My folder's too small to see what I got going on. What was this? Our 263. And that's our stole mockup. So this is our AI-022, grad 01. And that's his stole mockup. And I'm going to drag them here. So y'all have both of these. Well, no, you'll have one of these because the other one is a bonus. So you'll have one of these, but you'll be able to build your own in class and then mock that up. And I kind of feel like I probably should even like space that out a little bit because it's spaced out more on this side, y'all. This is where I do get picky, y'all. I'm a little hard on myself, but I feel like it should make sense. So I'm gonna make it make sense, like they say. All right, so that's good enough. If somebody's staring at my mock-ups like that, then I need to be hiring them because obviously they have an eye for detail and they can do this better than me if they're gonna sit here and pick at my mock-ups. All right, so I'm going to make this about the same size so I know what's gonna fit in the frame. That looks good. And this is, she is AI 016 001. So markup. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make her a smart object too. All right, let's go ahead and make it do what it do, baby. There it is. So there's Matthew. And I'm gonna resize that just a little bit to show more of his stole. Because why not spend all that time designing this draft of a person that never existed before? I might as well show them all the way off. And then on the Tumblr here, you'll see that what I did was I used some artwork for where's my artwork? Oh, I know what I did. I cheated. I took the stole. Maybe I will give y'all this little thing so you can see how I cheated. I was like, I'm just mocking up the design. I can just use the graduation stole here. So let me see here. And I think I'll be able to just place the other stole on here too. So whatever we did as a PNG. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll make it to where you can do the Tumblr off of the stole design. But the whole idea is that you actually you actually design this, of course. I just took this was one of the templates where we put like the 2024 on top of one another, and I just showed you how to cut out those individual 2024s with the pop out images. I forget what template that is, probably like 258 or 257, something like that. And then that way you could use it going down the stole. So just teaching you how to creatively use that. So what I'm going to do is, because that is, I don't want to put that big old file in there because I was being lazy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save that as something for later, but I don't want that big old file to be, I don't like huge files inside of my web graphics because it'll make your web graphics large for no reason. So although I have that saved, I'm going to go ahead and delete that out. And then we'll just bring in our little PNG version that we just made. That little PNG version right there. If you didn't have time to design your stole and you wanted to use a design, I guess this is practical because that happens all the time. Hey, I don't have time to design something, but I want something real quick to mock up. Then this isn't even showing like the full Tumblr itself. All right, so there we go. And I'm just making sure it's going to cover that Tumblr there. And I'll make a little layer for y'all so you will not have to find out where all of these pieces are. So I'll take this right here, I'll click and drag it up here on this stole, and baby, that's cropped out and done. And you could also set this blend mode to multiply so you can kind of see the shadows and everything. I'm going to, I like the linear burn too, but I think multiply because it gets a little dark sometimes if it's on top linear burn. And then I'm just going to move it over. Just a little bit. I have to unlink it from the layer mask and move it over a little bit. Oh, I forgot. That's all the image that I have. So that's good. That works. If I wanted to show a little bit more of the Tumblr now, I can. Oh, I forgot to relink. I moved this and then I didn't link it back. Gotta link it back. And let's move that up a little bit. So maybe it showcases a little more of the Tumblr. And let me showcase this part down here because I cut it off. Bring my black to the foreground, then hit delete. Okay. What did I cut off? What am I not showing? Do it down here. It's something that I'm not displaying. I'll figure this out for y'all because I don't want y'all. Oh, that is the end of the Tumblr. Duh, Deidre. All right, so that's why I had it hanging off the bottom because I wanted to display more of the graphic. You know how when you buy like cereal and stuff, and they'll tell you that the object is enlarged to show the texture. That's what although this Tumblr is not going to show this graphic this size, I want to blow it up and kind of make sure that they can see that there's going to be photographic detail on this Tumblr. There's going to be metallic detail on this Tumblr. It's not going to be vinyl that somebody just, slapped on something. This is going to be really cool and a very nice keepsake. So that's why I have it like up front like that. All right. So that's it. I could show y'all. We were mocking this one up. I need to change these out anyway. So I'll change these two out and then that'll be it. So 262. Oh, let me save while I'm working too. Save. All right, so I'm gonna turn off the 260 and the so that was this was 261. This was 261, and then this was 262. So I'm gonna put 261 and 262 back on there because I told y'all can get away with just doing only template 261 and 262 for graduation season and make everything that you see before you. So let's go ahead and do that. So I think we already have 262. A version of it saved is all over and as 13 by 19. Where is my guy? I think I have him in 261 and 262. All right, so I have this all over. I'll use the 261 as the all over because I want to show two different templates right here. So mom and dad are going to be wearing different templates. So 261. I'm going to drag and drop it in there. Boom, boom. Gonna get it in position, reduce the size just a little bit. And now I did the hard part on that one. I already found out where the shirts were, separated the mom shirt from the dad shirt. So you would have to do that on your own if you're doing a mock-up from scratch. But I gave you all the tools to do that. You all probably will be able to do this even better than me because you're spending more time on this. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit so it looks like it's going with the direction of his shoulders there. All right, so that's good there. And I'm dragging this one down to this layer. The blend mode, I want to put this on. Actually, I don't have to put it on multiply because I have the layer above it. But what's happening right now is I have a blend mode to make the wrinkles stand out more. You see that? But if I don't want that blend mode, particularly over his face because it's making his face darker, then I can add a layer mask to that area. And let's say I like the wrinkles everywhere else because it makes it look believable. Because I don't like when those images look pasted on a shirt. I can't stand it. I need it to, like me, I would even warp this a little bit if I had to use this as a professional image because even the word first name is not going with the folds of the shirt. But I think people would appreciate this a little bit better. Oh, wrong thing, Shannon. All right, so I am going to take this little area here, grab my paintbrush. Black is going to conceal, make my paintbrush a little bit bigger. And just over the parts of the face I want to see more clearly, I'm just going to kind of let that come out a little bit more. I kind of like that it has some shadow down there. Maybe I want to add a little highlight. Okay, now I'm knocking down some of the shadows where it's really dark. So I wanted to be able to see that 4 right there. See how it was so dark I can't see it. Okay, and that's not knocking out the shirt itself. It's knocking down the additional shadows that are on top. All right, so I can also change the opacity of the shadows on top and bring them down so they're not so harsh. All right, next for her shirt, I'm gonna do a 13 by 19 for her. So I'm gonna do the 262. Let's see if I have that one ready to go. What did I do for that one? I think this one already had 262 ready to go. Oh, I know what I made a different one that does have him with the multi photos. Yeah, I love the multi photos. So I just wonder, did I save it? Because I did it as a demo for y'all, but I don't know if I actually saved it. So I'll take this one. Yeah, so this is gonna be a little bit different. Matter of fact, I don't know, should I do all over for her too? Because all overs look so good. I just wanted to show the variation between an all over versus the, but hey. All right, so hers is going to go in this screw. All right. And I could still do it as a 13 by 19. Just clip it into this one. All right, so I'm gonna clip it into this background here just so I can see what it looks like. With this one, turn it off, turn it on. And it's over to this side. I guess I'll show her with the 13 by 19. I really do like the all overs better, but not everybody is ready to spend that much for a shirt, so this kind of gives them options. And maybe a little bit bigger. All right, so that's not exactly what's going on that design, but it gives me my mock-up. I feel like I need to bring the opacity down just a little bit, like 95 is good. And like I said, I would also, like if I had to do this as a high-end mock-up, not that, I want to take this. There we go. All right, so if I were doing this as like a high-end mock-up, I would actually warp this image. And that's much like I had to do for these boxes. I had to warp the image in order to get it to go over curves and to look like it's at an angle. If you can get away with it, just use flat images. It's like everything else in here. All right. All right, all right. So that, and one last thing I'm going to show you is the invitation because we are way over time. Let me grab an invitation from here because I did not grab an invitation. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let me not look at this because it's going to have me thinking all kind of other things I need to be doing. I want to just type it in. Let me see who got the best invitation. Let's see. That one's pretty. Ooh, the tropical is cool. Loving the boho chic. Definitely. And this like kind of natural boho chic does do really well. Um, you're probably not going to have like paper torn edges and that sort of thing. But you could go with the solid here. And even if it was paper torn edges here, I can show you how to get that out. I like that. Good job, Emma. The other thing is when you get the envelopes, sometimes the envelopes look a little janky. So you have to, just put in your own envelopes. Envelopes are not that hard to make. Oh, let's see. Y'all have such great stuff. Ooh, I even like this one that's standing up. So let's do this. Let's use one of these ones that have something like on top of it because that's going to give me a little bit of a challenge. Let me see. Let me see something that y'all have already upscaled. So if I put in the word image, then I can see what y'all have already upscaled. Ooh, gorgeous. Y'all showing out. Y'all got to stop. Y'all are showing out. Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous. Who did that? Pamela? Oh man, y'all don't get me started. I'm not supposed to be doing AI after this class tonight. I've got to work on these files for you all, but y'all are crushing it. Oh, okay. I was supposed to be looking for invitations. Oh, even the tumblers. Oh, that looks so nice with the Japanese flowers. Good job. Man, y'all finna have me here all night. This is not what I can. Let me just type in the word invitation and look for something that's upscale because I did not know I was going to get in that kind of trouble. I was looking at y'all's upscaled images. All right, so I'm going to go with the first upscaled image here. Boom, it's got flowers in the way. You know, if you wanted to mock that up, you may or may not have a hard time doing that. So I'm going to grab two of them. I'm opening it up in my browser and going to download. Let's see, another one upscaled. That one might be this one actually would be pretty easy. Let me try. I want one a little bit more challenging. Why? Because I like to be challenged when I told y'all that I was going to get off this live. That's why. Oh, this one's pretty. All right, all right. Good job, Pam. You over here doing it big. All right, so let's go ahead and take this image, save as. Let's make some mockups. And if you got the utmost bonus in the challenge, everything that you see here, you will get. Like all of these things are editable, okay? If not, then basically what your homework gives you points. Based on the homework you did and when you turn it in, you're going to get the points that will unlock a certain level of bonuses, okay? So I'm really excited about this because I see y'all do more work this challenge than ever before. So I'm excited. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to show you what I did with it. So these products here are not really on here that time. What else? That fan and that button, excuse me, are not really on there. All right. And there was something on AI that was here. You can tell it was something there, but it was just like real janky looking. It was a weird looking envelope with a weird piece of paper. So I use AI to take that out. So what I'm going to do is let's call this our I'll be our invitation mockup. I'll go here. And because it's already set to the size I want it, I'm going to go ahead and convert that to a smart object. There we go. And I'm going to bring these new images over. Stop playing with me. All right, we'll bring both of them in, see what they're going to do. See what's going to be more difficult. Now, of course, if you want to get specific about your paper size and all of that stuff, then you may want to bring in your 4x6s and whatnot. I'm just going to go with the mock-up as is because it's just that. It's just a mock-up, y'all. So I'm going to see if I can define from this one. This one might be a little difficult. I'll leave the envelope. See how the envelope is like shorter than the paper? Don't worry about that. If you really want to develop that, then what we could do is we can use our lasso tool here. I'm going to grab the polygon lasso tool and I want to select around my image here if I really cared. And I'm going to add a little more to this. So I'm going to use my addition tool. Make sure you're grabbing those shadows too, because it'll get confused if you keep the shadow, but not the product. It'll get really confused. So now I'm just going to do generative fill, generate, see what it makes. It might make me some new invitations. It might make me a new envelope. It might throw a weird picture in there. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm just hitting generate right now. Okay. Ooh, it gave me a little feather. Look at that. All right, so that's how you remove it completely out. Let's see, that one looks like it's gonna be a little bit cleaner. Gave me some different types of flowers there. Okay. I like this. Now I could take this and then I could just regenerate my invitation, pull it in here, and basically I would have to separate my foreground from my background, my flowers, and then basically reuse this as an opportunity to do that. So I have that option, or I can literally sit here and say, all right, I'm going to use this paper as is and make it into a mock-up. I kind of prefer like just taking it completely out. Usually if I think like that envelope is an odd shape or odd size and it doesn't look believable, it's just jarring to me personally. But you may feel the opposite way. All right, so I'm going to take this now and I'm going to group those, duplicate the group, and then I'm just going to merge that duplicated group. All right. And then I'm going to do Control J to copy this one at the top. And I want to use my object selection tool. I'm going to use the cloud and select subject. So this is why y'all will be able to appreciate when I make mockups for y'all. When y'all see all of this work, y'all understand. All right, so I'm going to put this on the plus here. I'm going to grab that little piece there. I want to add that. I'm not going to add the shadow right now. I just want to make sure that I have the main stuff here. And then let's do the select and mask. I want to make sure everything looks good. I have some extra stuff here. I'm not worried about what all is out here because that's not the part that's going to be overlapping. This is the part that's going to be overlapping. I want to make sure this looks good and that it looks believable when it's over my image. If I'm okay with this, which is okay, it's just okay though. I'm going to go ahead and add a layer mask. What you're going to see is that when I put something in between here, so now in between here, I'm going to add a new layer, group, and then I'll put, I'll call this the invitation. And I think I did give you all. Don't know, it's a part of the bonus files, digital invitation. All right, so basically what that is your 262 or any kind of art. It's just placed on top of here and it has a little QR code. And this is actually a digital invitation. I need to do, I'm just gonna do this part up here. Because y'all don't even need that whole invitation. I can literally just put here, boom, make a rectangle, call it a 4-inch, 6-inch rectangle. It's going to be huge. And just make sure that oops, make it smaller, zoom out a little bit here. And this is usually your invitations are going to be a 4x6 or a 5x7. And I'm just using this basically as like a placeholder where I'm going to put this. And y'all being real quick with this. There's so much more that I would more than likely do to make this what I need it to be. All right, so now I'm going to make this fill gradient. I'm going to make it white. And then it should have no outline on it. So now this is my little invitation box. I will make that a smart object. Y'all want to see how I build stuff from the ground up? Boy, y'all getting it tonight. I'll go ahead and now, and I want to call this a 4x6 size. So I know it's 4x6. Boom. And then if I'm going to throw, I don't even need my digital invitation. All I need is the same graphic right now. Yeah. I'll put the same stuff on here. Just in case, I'm going to just grab all of this. I'm gonna put all of this on my little invitation. And you see how big it is because that was a mock-up. So this thing is kind of oversized. But now I know that this is exactly 4x6, so I don't have to guess what's going to get cropped off or cut off. All right, that looks good. Make that a little bit smaller where the information fits. Boom, boom. And then I'm just going to stretch this out to the edge here. I probably could pull this graphic down just a little bit so that nothing important gets cut off. All right, that's good enough for me. And what's getting covered up down here? Oh, I know what it is. This has an effect on it. And when I brought that size down, that stroke size is way too large now. Here we go. All right. So naturally, what I would do, I would not bring all of these elements in like this. I would have the invitation that's pretty much already 4x6. I would not be designing this in my mockup. I don't want y'all to design inside of your mockup. The Automizer designs inside the mockup, but it's saving those components outside of the mockup file. This is only saving it in the mockup file, which is going to do you no good. If you go to print this, it's going to be horrible resolution. So I just want y'all to know that. Matter of fact, I'm going to take all of this and merge it, because I already know some of y'all will try to use that and y'all going to have some crappy designs because it is bad resolution. That's not what you want to use it for. So I'm going to do Control J. So this is more or less what you would have. You would bring something in that's already the appropriate size. All right, let me hit yes there. And I want to have a little bit of a drop shadow on here. So let's add a drop shadow. I'm going to bring the opacity down there. Maybe soften it up just a little bit. That looks good. Say okay. And technically, I would also like, I have some shadowing here in the flower. If this was a light colored invitation, I would be missing some of the shadowing from the flower. So I would actually add a little shadow to the flowers as well. Try to match what's already here. And the way that I can do that, just real quick, because it's not clean areas here at all. I'm going to select the shadow that already exists there. Let that be my shadow color. And put the blend mode on multiply. All right, so that's what it is right there. Let's see, let's try the one I thought would be a little more difficult. Maybe it is, maybe it is not. Same idea here. Now I can take, so now let me show you, I guess, see how this is not quite a 4x6, so it could be a little challenging to get people to believe that that's the size of the invitation. So if you felt like that, then yes, I would do what I just showed you, which is basically taking your invitation, remake, or taking the square out, because this is not the appropriate size. And it could be, yeah, that could be off or wrong. So let's go ahead and I don't want it to take out the roses. So I'm leaving as much of the rose in while I am taking out the shadows of the invitation. Because if I leave the shadows for the invitation in, like I said, you'll have a problem. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little generative fill here. Make sure I turn everything else off because I don't want it considering anything else. And really, I should be doing this inside of this graphic. But since I'm already here, let's go. Yeah, more tissue. And that's the issue. Like I love to show y'all how I do what I do. So Morticia says, you make everything look, you make this look so easy. This would have taken me hours to try to figure out. So my goal is to show you this stuff. And then that way, when I have resources, number one, you value them and you protect them because you know how much energy it takes to go into it. But then also, you know how to do it for yourself. If you get to where you see something and you know how you want it to look, but it doesn't exist, that's the only reason why I make this stuff. Because I literally look for stuff and I'm like, ugh. Like those models on Placeit look like, they look like somebody took a picture with a 35mm at home and they just said, let's go to the backyard and do a photo shoot. I wanted it to have like a nice, upscale appearance to it so that I could sell my stuff and have people understand that it's worth it. All right, so I got that removed. I think that removed really well, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to take those, I'm going to group it first, then I'm going to duplicate it and merge it. Boom, boom. Let's turn that off now. And now I can do Control J to duplicate this. I want to grab my foreground here and I'm going to go to my object selection tool, cloud, and then select subject. See what it grabs. Ordinarily, it's going to think that it's grabbing the foreground anyway. I only need the stuff that's really on top of the invitation. So I'm good with this. Even though I didn't get everything off to the side, I don't care about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just trust that it did what I wanted it to do. All right, so it cut out some of the elements. Perfect. Now I can take my invitation, place it in between, turn it on. There it is. There it is. Now, of course, if I wanted to be a little, a little extra, which typically I can be, I would be able to change the colors of the roses and all that stuff. You know how I do. But I'm gonna leave that just like that because that is the point of tonight. I wanted to show you why you're in Midjourney making these things, why you are making models, why it's going to help you make more money, because you can clearly see. I'm going to go ahead now and save that and update it. Okay, you can clearly see that this makes a big difference from just a rectangle or a square sitting on, even like when we do a grunge background or that wood grain background, like it just doesn't look believable. Now we have stepped it up a notch. Your stuff is going to look phenomenal. You see that? Boom. It looks like this is something somebody would actually buy. Okay. Like out the store, this is what it would look like. And then if I feel like I have too much out of view, like I want to see my product more, then I just bring this out. Still have my little overlap, but now the focus and the emphasis is more on the actual invitation. All right. So listen, it's been real, y'all. It's been real. Okay, so Wednesday, you all will have Photoshop class. I'm going to tweak and clean up the template for you all. So you'll be doing pretty much this image right here with the stole and with the tumbler. Now, if you already have your stole graphics designed because you did 262 and you're ready to roll, we're not doing 262 all over again. What you're going to do is you're going to have the stole design. You're going to take it and make sure that you understand how to place it on the model, and basically you're going to do like a little bit of cutting it out, shifting it around, moving it around. You're not going to have to do anything crazy as far as making making anything editable. I just want you to get used to, okay, sometimes you're going to have to put things in place. I had Tumblr on here somewhere too, and okay, I'm gonna show y'all one more thing because I thought this was actually very interesting because these tumblers come out weird. These tumblers come out weird. And a lot of this, y'all, I was doing in Canva as well. Y'all want me to show y'all how to edit one of these in Canva? Are y'all interested in that? Let me put Canva in the chat if you're interested in me showing you how to edit one of these in Canva. Like as far as how I would. All right, okay. All right, Pamela. Ooh, that boho chic is so cute. All right. So what I'm looking for though, I'm not looking at the mug and the tumbler whatsoever because we're going to replace these with our own. What I want is I want to see something that where the background is kind of drawing me in. This one draws me in because it looks like, really rustic. But for my website, I'm not really going for rustic. I like this one. It looks nice, serene, pretty. Let me go ahead and open it in browser. It's already been upscaled, and if I don't know, I can go to jump. And actually, I need to upscale this one. So I'm going to upscale creative, upscale subtle. That way I have a nicer version of it. Ooh, the artwork looks so good. This is going to be so nice to sell as artwork. And you all are doing enough to where you should be able to take anything that you have made in these classes and put them on some poster panels and sell them just like that. And you don't have to touch them. You send them off to, especially you can integrate the Printify into your Shopify store. You integrate your Printify and you let them print those things. All right, but it looks good. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm sure you're getting all kind of ideas for your room decoration. All right, so this one seems like it is upscaling a little bit faster and better. That one, well, actually, that one's faster, but this one looks better. I like it. I like it. So let me see. I'm going to do this in Canva. I don't know what I'm going to come up against, but this is why I do what I do. All right, that one, I like those cherry blossoms, but I think I liked what this one was doing better. Oh, it switched up on me. This one's still going. And this one's done. Well, if it's done, I'm gonna go ahead and rock with it. Let's open it in browser and save image as, and I'm gonna save this. So this is my Tumblr. So AI, and I had to start putting like which AI class it came from because I was using so much AI in all of these templates. I'm like, what class was that? AI-0, we're on class number 22, y'all. We're almost halfway done with our AI classes. AI-022, and this is I'm gonna put Tumblr mockup. This is with the cherry. I don't know if those are cherry blossoms. I'm just gonna say that. All right. So let me see if it's gonna let me do Canva while I'm doing Photoshop, while I'm going live, while I'm in Zoom. Let's see. And if any of these look familiar, that's what they look like. That's what that thing looked like. Oh, I can show y'all on this one. All right, let me duplicate this. So in Canva, move that down. In Canva, you can remove things as well. And this one, let's go ahead and I'm going to go to edit the photo. All right, so we have a few things here for this one. What did I use? Oh, so Magic Grab will grab components and let you move things around. That's kind of cool. I'll show you that first to see if it actually grabs the invitation piece, and it did. So yeah, Magic Grab did not exactly do what I wanted to do because it's a little, it's better if you just have one foreground, one background, because it got a little confused. I would not use that one. Let me show you. I'm going to use the Magic Eraser. And here's the problem. I actually wanted it to keep the shadow because I knew I was going to replace that with an invitation, but this is, oh shoot, I wasn't done. I let go of the mouse, y'all. I wasn't done. Well, let's see what it does. It might make the edges crinkly or something. No, I don't like that at all. Reset. All right, so I'm sitting here trying to make the brush bigger with the Alt key like I do in Photoshop. Let me just make it bigger right here. And that way I can come up off my mouse a little bit easier and not mess nothing up. All right, so now I should understand I want to take that out, but keep the shadow. So it will keep that shadow there. So that's how I made the mock-up. I actually did it in Canva. So I tested it in Canva. All right, so if I wanted to do the same thing now, what it's not going to allow me to do is take the top elements, and like I would have to cut out each thing, and I'm not doing that ever. But I will tell you, this was a phenomenal tool to use, like on the spot, getting rid of that piece. That was pretty cool. All right, so now let me show you. I'm going to bring in the tumbler. I don't know what it's going to do because y'all, this is my first time working with this image, so we're going to see what we do. And then that way you'll get to understand a little bit about Photoshop. And in Photoshop, I like to pull from the middle to keep things centered, but it doesn't do that in Canva. So I end up, and I just don't understand why Canva. Why? If this is a 1080 by 1080 artboard, when I bring in a 1080 by 1080 image, it never brings it in the same size. I always have to size it up. That is one of the most aggravating things in the world. And when I know what size something is, I know how it's supposed to work. That's throwing me through a loop. We got to fix that, Canva. I know y'all over here listening via AI to everything on YouTube being said about you. So I hope you fix that problem. All right, so now let's go ahead and edit photo after my rant. And let's try this magic eraser on this one. All right. And now my mouse is moving all slow and stuff. All right, so let's see if we can erase. Whoa, what is going on? All right, so something is lagging right now. And I don't know why. Did I commit these changes over here? I thought I did. All right. This thing is acting a little weird. So I guess Canva does not like how I was just talking about it. So I'm going to change my tone because I need this to work for this live. All right, so let's go ahead and edit the photo. We're on Magic Eraser. Brush over the image. Okay, and as soon as I go to the Magic Eraser for this one, it starts like slowing down, doing some weird stuff. And then it looks like it's not, see how it's not tracking while yeah, something is weird going on here. It's not, and it's not putting it in the right place either. So it's lagging. And I don't know if this is because I'm live or whatever. Maybe this the size of the image since it is upscaled. Oh, Canva does not like big files, y'all. Y'all go on here if y'all want to with trying to make banners and stuff. And it does what it does. Now, Canva is a great tool. Y'all see how careful I'm trying to be now that this thing is moving so slow? It does what it does, but at the moment, it's not intended for large scale graphics. I do feel like that will change because Canva is doing a lot to stay on top of the game, a lot. So I have to give them credit where it's due. Let me see what's going to happen. It's kind of like a little, you can see it's a little like blurry right there. I was going to see if I can get, because I don't want a teacup. However, I could have put the tumbler there with that teacup. It's going so weird. It's not even going where I needed to go. But like I said, you got to take things for what they are, and this is an incredibly user-friendly platform for a beginner. And let me show you what those results would have looked like in Photoshop. So let's see, I'll do that over here. Let us come hither and let's go ahead and make let's make a Tumblr design here. And I'm going to, I want to edit this outside of this. So let me go ahead and make a folder here. And I'm going to just call this my Tumblr mockup. All right. And I'm going to turn that into a smart object because I don't want to edit it here. I got too much going on here. If I try to do, matter of fact, it might be what's going on too. I got all of this stuff open. I'm going to save that to update later. I'm even going to close this one while I'm working. AI takes up a lot of space on your on the RAM of your computer, which is like the thinking power, the computing power. So I would just suggest you don't have a bunch of stuff open. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just select the tumblers first. And I'm using the polygon lasso tool. Boom. All right, generative fill generate. And let's see, y'all can tell me in the chat if you like the Canva results or the Photoshop results better. All right, so Photoshop tried to put a little extra little fold of material right there. I'm not feeling that. That is okay. I don't know where that big behind leaf came from. So this one, I like this part better. This one, I like how it finished the plant off better here. And I'm also looking at that sofa back there. And okay, so I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna show y'all what we can do. All right, so this one, I will merge that one or rasterize that one. And then I'm gonna come to this one and I wanna use the second version of this for the little cloth down at the bottom. So then I'll rasterize this one. Boom, boom. And then I can't merge it down because I need to pick what I want out of it. I just didn't like that it gave me that big old leaf right there because I don't feel like that would have been on that type of plant. I'm not sure, but I don't like it. So I'm going to take this part up here, keep it, and let's see which one I like the sofa arm better for. This one has a low sofa arm. This one has like a high sofa arm. I don't like that. So I'm going to only take the plant out of this one. Nah, because it's gonna make me do more work. Nope, nope, nope. I just thought about it. Let's hit escape here. Control 0 to zoom back in. I'm just gonna grab this bottom part down here. Okay. I wish I quit sliding all over the place. And I didn't even touch the other side, but here I'll grab this and I'm gonna group that and put a layer mask on it. Okay, and then this one up here. That'll go above. All right, so you see how I just combined those just now? I have my bottom piece that I like better because if I sit my tumbler on top of there, I feel like if it was up so high, it would look weird. I do need to fade this off a little bit because I can see the difference in my wood right there. So let me grab my paintbrush on this layer mask, make it a little softer and bigger. Dagnabbit. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. And y'all, this is literally what AI does. I don't know if y'all know, this is exactly what AI is doing. What I'm doing right now is what the AI is doing. That's why so many times you can create similar results to AI by doing Photoshop. It's just imagining the stuff for you and then doing some of this heavy lifting. So yeah, the Photoshop version definitely looks more realistic. Now I can bring my tumbler in. So, and I just closed out of the mockup. So let me hit save here. Let's see. Did I have I think I did have a tumbler on this one. I was trying to find one that I already had real quick. So let's say I want to do this tumbler and I want all of the pieces there. Let me go ahead and take this tumbler now. I'll quick export as PNG just so I have a quick little tumbler. And this is what Melanie tumbler. All right, so I can go back to save that. And here, I'm gonna drag and drop my Melanie tumbler. Now this was originally like on top of that. And then we also are kind of missing a little bit of shadow. So if I want to see what it was before, I'm going to take all of that a bit. And I did have like a little drop shadow right here. Now I'm gonna tell you what you can do if you just wanted to cheat and make a little drop shadow for something as simple as that. You could just grab your brush tool, make a new layer. And then I'm gonna Alt. If I hold down Alt while I'm on the paintbrush, it turns into a color picker. And I'm gonna pick like the darkest color there of that shadow. And then I'm just gonna kind of like make this shadow. Oh, you know what? Duh, I gotta bring my stuff back so my shadow can follow that. So I'm on this layer making this little shadow right now. So I am literally just kind of making some little mess underneath here. All right. And then I'm going to put this blend mode on multiply. Yeah, I just made a shadow. I like to squish it a little bit. It ain't even exact. Like I did not use my full artistic understanding of how shadows are supposed to go, where the light's coming from and the light coming from the, like, yeah, I didn't do none of that. All right, but that's my mock-up and I'm sticking with it. All right, and then I can go ahead and turn. Y'all did all of that and I could have just placed my tumblers right in front. Now, because I still see the other one. I was about to say, I did all of that work. All right, there we go. And so now that I would have this how I want it, I would actually merge that down. If I wanted this cup out of the way now, I'd go ahead and turn everything else off with this background. And let me go ahead and merge all this stuff down because I have what I want. The more you have AI levels of stuff, it makes your file really big. So I'm going to take all of this stuff and just merge it. Still keep this name of this file so y'all know where it came from. So now let's go ahead and merge those layers. And I could cut out this cup now. I just fear that it's going to give me a weird glass here. So I'm just going to leave the cup there. I feel like, you know, maybe it's tea time and that's, you know, appropriate. So now that the other tumbler's gone, I feel comfortable putting that there, making my little shadow and moving on. All right, I really do want to play with this little shadow, y'all, but yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't got time tonight. All right, so that's it, y'all. If you want to see more stuff like this, then y'all let me know. Let me know. This is what I intend to do on Monday nights after we do AI. My goal is to show you how it's going to be applicable to your business, how we're going to be able to use Photoshop in addition to it, and just like it's going to be different every single week. Every single week we do a different AI generation class. Of course, that's a private class. And then I show y'all for free on YouTube. I show y'all a little bit of AI, but I also show you what you're going to be doing on the Photoshop side with the AI. And the point is to make you more aware, make you more confident working with this program, and to give you the tools that you need to take this to the next level. When everybody else is doing the zig, you doing the zag. I need y'all to be zagging right now, okay? So everybody and their mamas and their kids and they newborn children can do AI now. I don't want y'all to think that there's anything that is so difficult nobody else can do it. What I want y'all to get good at is how can I use this? How can I implement this in my business? How can this make me money? And also how can this improve my quality of business and thus hopefully your quality of life? All right, so that's it. That's all, folks. I'm signing out for tonight. I appreciate you. I love you dearly. And until next time, bye. Good night, y'all.